Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust from the Capital Region's leading experts in real estate and all related fields. From the latest real estate trends to the best mortgage rates, from curb appeal to home warranty, this is the talk show that will help you save and make the most when it comes to buying or selling your most valuable asset. Now, here's your host, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop, John Bevilacqua.
Good morning, everybody. Johnny G. You know, it's funny. They did tee me up with the lawn conversation. I was walking out of the house this morning, and I said, I just mowed my lawn like 3 days ago.
I guess it must be the rain and humidity, whatever, is making it grow this time. It goes fast.
It goes fast. It's more work.
It's May.
Hey, listen, we were blessed with not shoveling this year, so I mean, the worst case, we got to do a lot of lawn mowing. So, anyhow, John G, what's going on, man? We got a special guest today here. We got Chuck Cefalu and man Shawn Moodie back again.
Morning, Chuck and Shawn.
Yeah, this is Johnny G.
All right, guys.
Yeah, so
good to see you here.
So, big weekend. We got graduation weekend this weekend, right? What up? Tulip Fest.
Mother's Day.
And it's Mother's Day, right? So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Right. So, with that being said, Chuck is so. I know you guys. We've talked about Shawn's book before in the past.
Yep.
And we actually same offer stands. Anybody that calls in, free book, and Shawn will donate the cost of the book to charity, just as a thank you for all the mothers out there. So Chuck is. We're going to get into a little bit about Chuck's background and what Chuck does, but Shawn's book. Shawn, give us the book name again. Give us a quick plug.
Absolutely. It's a perfect formula for business, credit, and funding.
Yes, that's right.
And
go ahead.
It's the Bible for small business owners to establish business credit.
And he's not even joking, because the e-version of this thing, it's like, I don't know, 100-something pages, and it literally is the step-by-step guide to setting up a business, getting credit and funding, and then using that money, in this case and for this show, to buy real estate, right? So Chuck is part of this whole team. Like, he is another component to helping. What we're trying to do is inform our audience, let our audience know out there what some of the best real estate tips, tricks, tactics, hacks, how to use other people's money to buy property. Chuck's going to get into that with us. We're going to take a quick sponsor break, and then we're going to interview Chuck and really have our guests understand how they can use Chuck's financing arm to fund their real estate transactions.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
It's John Tesh. If you're thinking of selling your home, let me take the stress out of deciding which agent to hire. In the Capital Region, the agent I recommend is John Bevilacqua, founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at the Property Shop. So for 2 decades, John has helped more than 2,500 families buy and sell the place they call home. That's a solid track record, one that's backed up by dozens of 5-star reviews. Hello. In fact, John is so confident in his marketing system to attract the right buyer for your home that he guarantees to sell it at a price and deadline you agreed to, or he's going to buy it himself for cash. And he provides that guarantee in writing. The agent I trust is John Bevilacqua, and he's the agent you should trust too. His name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So write this number down. It's 518-957-SOLD. That's easy. 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. I love that one. JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com, and you'll get your home sold guaranteed.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
All right, guys, we are back. We're back. Hey, listen, want to remind everybody this is a call-in show, so if you want to get your real estate questions answered, give us a call in, 476-5900. That's 518-476-5900. We've got Shawn Moodie from Moodie Blues Consulting and Chuck Cefalu from Ameristar Financial Corporation in the studio today. We're talking about using other people's money, using alternative funding and lending to purchase real estate investments.
Okay,
so, Chuck,
what does that mean?
What does that mean, Chuck? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, everyone is used to using maybe a bank or a credit union or another financial institution. Alternative funding is, friends, family, business associates, working with private investors or a company that just raises capital from investors to then redeploy, for real estate investors to purchase property.
Right. So if you have help from relatives or friends, that would be what you're talking about here?
Well, there's a lot of people that, obviously express interest in real estate and, may have limited funds or, they've tapped their savings. So then they talk to other people, get them excited about real estate and say, hey, here's an opportunity and present that. Or they can go to a private money lender, or sometimes they're referred to as hard money lenders that specialize in working, that's another form of OPM, not using your own money.
Right.
And, like our company focuses in just exclusively with real estate investors to help them buy, sell, refinance properties here in the Capital District and, a number of other states. So,
Chuck, how did you get into alternative financing? What's the background? Were you in banking before?
No. Funny thing is I went to Union College here in Schenectady, moved up here, originally native from New Jersey. I actually went to a seminar, I think it was in Morristown, New Jersey, on a break or a weekend when I went home. And I actually listened to a gentleman by the name of John Stefanchik that talked about private mortgages.
Yeah.
And I remember when I left that seminar, I'm like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And told everybody, and they're like, thought I was crazy. You're going to college and... it was first pre-med and engineering, and I said, no, this is what I want to do.
You'd be a professional loan shark.
Oh, yes. So I literally changed my major in college from pre-med. I'm like, what do I need to do here? All right, let's get an engineering degree. But literally when I graduated from college, I was in the finance business. And working, private mortgages.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How long ago was that?
I graduated in 90, so, I started like 89.
Yeah, so
it's 34 years.
Expert in the field right here. What do we got, Johnny?
Long time.
So anyway, I thought that, so break down, when someone calls you up for a loan, what are some of the criteria that they need to have to be into private lending?
We deal with a lot of...
I only say this because we usually talk about traditional lending on the show. Our guy Ben Forcucci does single-family homes, residential mortgages. This is a different animal, different beast.
It's a different animal. Yeah. We're a relationship-based lender.
Okay.
We want to hear the story. What's what's going on with this property? If it's a distressed property, a foreclosure property. We ask for, a little bit of information. We deal with brand new investors to experienced investors. We're really looking at what's the exit strategy. You go to a bank, they're looking at your income, your employment, your debt to income ratios. We're looking more at the property itself. Or if you add some value to it and make some improvements, what's the ultimate after repair value going to be? And we're an equity-based lender, and especially with some of our experienced investors. We'll provide up to 100% financing, not only for the acquisition of a property, but also the renovation of a property.
Wow.
If you're a little newer and less experienced, we might want to see a little bit more skin in the game and have you put a little bit more money into the property. But, The ultimate, when I talk about exit strategy, is a real estate investor, after they've fixed the property up or stabilized it, they're either going to sell it and flip it. And in that instance, our financing is very short term, or they want to seek long-term financing. And we alluded to those DSCR loans where they can get low-rate, long-term financing, get their money out of that property, it's cash flowing properly, servicing the debt, and they're making money, and then parlay that into another real estate investment.
Yeah. So how do you guys determine, like, a seasoned investor comes to the table, like, what has to be in his portfolio or in his track record for you to say, hey, you know what? You've been doing this for a while. We'll do the 100%. We'll do, a loan to value of 95, 90%. What does they have to do qualification wise to get into that?
As an example, I deal with a husband and wife locally who've done like 12 transactions with us. And when they started out, we had them put a little bit more money into a deal to get it done, and now we do 100% financing. They demonstrated that they could get into a project, fix it up in a timely fashion, and then either sell it or refinance it. And we had a comfort level. We have a very close relationship. People call us all the time. They'll submit a deal. We'll look at an after repaired value. What's the current sales price now? If you make some improvements, what do those look like? We have budget numbers. What does it take to do a kitchen over a bathroom? It needs a roof, plumbing, siding, or whatever improvements need to be. Where's now the new value going to be? So at the end of the day, when we know they can get through that process, we're probably about a 70% loan to value of the after repaired value when we do these fix and flip loans, as I call them. With the DSCR loans, when we do the permanent financing, that's going to be up to 80% of the after repaired value.
Okay.
And, we're seeing people add a lot of appreciation, a forced appreciation to property after they fix them up.
Forced appreciation. That's a fancier term for a value add, I'm assuming, or is it different?
As an example, somebody buys a house for $100,000 and it needs, say, $50,000 in renovations.
Okay.
After those $50,000 in renovations, all of a sudden we, get a current appraisal. Let's say they want a new financing, 30 years, and now the property's worth $225, $235, $240. So their cost basis is $100 plus the $50 renovation. Now all of a sudden we're getting an appraisal that says it's $235, $240.
Yep.
Now if they sell it, obviously the difference between that and some of their closing costs is their profit.
Yep.
Or they'll refinance that, get the capital that they invested in the property, get that back out, and now they'll get that and parlay it, and obviously look for their next real estate transaction.
Right. Okay. And I asked that because we're the second half of the show we're gonna hear from Shawn about really somebody essentially just starting from scratch and opening up an LLC, building credit, and then start to take on one of these projects, whether it's a multifamily or a fix and flip. So I'm just trying to get, from what it sounds like, you're saying this is just relationships at the end of the day.
Very much
right?
relationships. I have people that call us up and it's, they have a great deal and it's time sensitive. Yeah. They're never going to get through a bank and that whole process in a timely fashion, even if they're totally bankable and they need the money in 24, 48 hours. I've funded deals as quickly as 24 hours.
Right.
48 hours. Somebody calls us on a large deal, it's funded in a week.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just not going to get that through other traditional means.
You can't.
No.
You can't. You got to go through all the red tape that comes with traditional financing and banking and all that stuff. So that's a huge... And we're getting close to the break, but I want to sneak this question in quick because I showed a couple of properties this week to a buyer I've been working with, and we kind of went into a flip that was it looks like they ran out of money, right? So they skimped on a lot. They cut some corners.
Yeah.
The paintwork looked like
we slapped it up quickly.
Yeah, it was rough. So what's the biggest mistake that you see with a lot of investors that are jumping into the game? Because it's popular, right? It's trending.
Exactly. I mean, with all the TV shows out there, I mean, unfortunately, homes are not renovated in half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour.
Right.
I mean, that's made for TV. It's a big mistake to go into a project and skimp and scrape because buyers are going to pick that apart. They're going to say, look at the workmanship.
Exactly what we did.
I have people that have been in projects and they've gone over budget. Some things come up. I'm like, well, don't cover it up. identified a problem. What's it going to cost to fix? And they've come back to us, and we've done supplemental financing to get them over the hump. And I will tell you, as much as the projects that I see, the experienced people that have really done a nice job, they're getting that out on the back end. We're still getting multiple offers on properties. They're getting a premium to their list price for that, because that house, after it's all fixed up, is the nicest house in the neighborhood.
Yep.
At least the people that I'm working with that do really, really nice work.
If it's done right.
Yes.
Correct.
If they skimped and scraped, you'll get the feedback from the buyer's agents, and they'll be like, hey, it looks like they ran out of money, and they skimped and scraped, and my buyer took notice of that, and that's why they don't want to buy the house.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the feedback we gave. So listen, we're at the break. We got Chuck and Shawn on the show right now. We're gonna hear from Shawn in the second half, because we're gonna teach you guys exactly how to get started in investing in real estate, doing a fix and flip, buying a multifamily. After the break on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Real Estate Talk Show.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Hi, I'm Matt Moore from Moore Insurance Services in Clifton Park. Let me take the stress out of quoting your home and auto insurance. We represent over 10 companies, which allows us to find the best coverage at the best prices. We've been helping families in the Capital District save money on their insurance for over 10 years. You can count on a quick turnaround as well as great communication every time. Give me a call at 518-280-1452 or go online to moreinsurancesvc.com and experience the difference. That's moreinsurancesvc.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
All right, guys, we are back. We're sitting here on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Talk Show with Shawn Moodie and Chuck Cefalu, talking about alternative financing, talking about having Shawn is going to really kind of drop some knowledge on us this second half of the show and teach us how we can actually get started in doing this. But before we do that, we do have a caller, so I want to take this caller.
Yeah, we've got Joe from Mechanicville. Good morning, Joe. How you doing?
Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning?
All right. Big Joe from Mechanicville. Thanks for calling, big guy.
So I have a question. I've been doing real estate for a little bit on the side here, and I got a few properties, but I was thinking about what are your thoughts about short-term rentals and Airbnbs as an investment, especially in this area?
I mean, listen, they're popular. I mean, I sell a lot of these things to folks, and really, it's there's good money in it. There's no doubt. It's I think the fees have gone up, dramatically with Airbnb, Vrbo. There's a couple new players getting into the game, and those fees are a little obnoxious, I would say, but I don't think it's hurting anything. But in terms of the funding, I mean, what do you think, Chuck? I mean, how easy is it to get these things funded? Do you have products for these?
Chuck,
products?
Yeah, absolutely. We do a lot of financing for Airbnbs, VRBOs. Pad split is another concept where they rent homes by the room. It's a little more challenging to get that type of financing, but we do that. Just to follow up on what Joe said, obviously Airbnb, short-term rentals, visiting nurses, it's the hottest thing out there. I mean, Airbnb is what Uber and Lyft were to the taxi industry. Right? Yeah. You're starting to see, the only caveat that I have with that now is you're starting to see a lot of municipalities enact legislation, they're trying to regulate it because, you got this nice little residential neighborhood, and then you got all these people just coming in and out like a turnstile and, think they're going to party like rock stars.
Right.
But I do know a lot of people that are making a lot of money in it. The only caveat that I would challenge somebody with is, someone leaves for a weekend in an Airbnb, you have to be able to turn that unit over and have a maid service to clean that, because you live and die by reviews on the internet or on Airbnb. For people, it's like a restaurant. I had 99 great meals. Nobody talks about it. First time I have a bad meal, everyone knows about it. Same thing in that Airbnb space. You're a host, and it's a more intensive, in my opinion, of a landlord versus a monthly rental type of situation. But certainly something to explore. It's, hot in Lake George, Saratoga Springs, and some of the surrounding areas.
The one thing I will tell you, Joe, just from the real estate perspective, there's just not enough of these properties. I mean, I was actually looking for rental myself, Finger Lakes, North Country, for a family get-together we were going to do. I just couldn't find any properties. And you really... If I can give you any advice, try not to buy the most expensive house or the least expensive house. It's the ones in the middle that there really isn't much inventory to. It's either you're getting a junky place for $150 a night, or you're spending like $6,000 a week for some glam pad that you don't really. Yeah.
And the only other thing I would add is, if you're going to buy one, be careful in terms of the valuation. Don't get fooled by, hey, this is all this income I generated this year. Well, that's great. And if you just look at the income approach, they may want a really, high sales price for that. But what happens if it isn't an Airbnb tomorrow? And what is the rest of the properties in that surrounding marketplace selling for? So you got to really be careful from a valuation standpoint and not overpay for something.
Yeah, and always have an exit strategy. I think Chuck mentioned that at the beginning of the show. It's really knowing what you're going to do with the property. At some point, there's got to be some way to get out of it. So, and let me ask you this, Joe: are you set up with an LLC? Like, how's your business structured from the investing standpoint?
I do have an LLC. I have a partnership with a family member, and we own a couple properties, and we're looking to expand a little bit. We're still new, and so we're looking to do different projects in the future. So,
all right, good. That's great. Because, why don't you do this? Stay listening to the show, because right now we're going to have Shawn pipe in and really kind of give us an idea how you can use that LLC to build some business credit and actually use that.
I appreciate it, guys.
Fund.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for calling, Joe.
Do.
Yep.
Thanks again.
So Shawn, with that being said, you've been so quiet, man. I've never seen you this quiet. So we gotta get you talking.
You got me
here.
standing.
So the Bible for business building. Give us how's this all work with in tandem with Chuck's lending?
Absolutely. So, first and foremost, if you want to be an investor, you should be doing all your business under an LLC, right? You don't want to do it on your personal finances, right? You want to effectively separate your personal finances and assets from the business. So, if you're doing an investment, do it on a. So, the first step, set up a business entity like an LLC. Mm-hmm. Then, obviously get your EIN number from the IRS. Set up a business bank account. That's extremely important, right? You want to show that you're a legitimate business. Then there's some other data points that banks look for. Do you have a website? Do you have a business address? Do you have a business telephone? So set up the business entity. You want to get the business set up the right way, what I call business credibility or fundability. Okay. Set up the business the right way. Once that's done, and by the way, people can't work with Chuck unless they have at least an actual business entity, correct?
Yeah, we only lend to LLCs, corporations, partnerships, or trusts.
Absolutely.
Right. Which stems from an individual, right? So an individual has to form an LLC, right?
And as an aside, I also have 2 Airbnb properties, but both are under an LLC, right? Okay. So all that income is reported under an LLC. So you don't want to be using your personal finances. So once that's set up, now once the business is set up, now you want to establish business credit. This is credit that's attached to the business. So let's say you have a property that you're looking to flip or refinance. There's some work to be done. The expenses that come with that, yes, you can use hard money lenders, but you can also use business credit. So whether that's vendor accounts that have net 30 terms, which means you have 30 days to repay whatever dollars that you actually use. Guess what? You can repay that in 30 days without interest. Okay. Mm-hmm. Additionally, you can get credit cards, lines of credit that all report to the business, not to your personal credit, which is huge, right? Because on the personal side, if you're using your personal credit to fund projects, now you're not only affecting your personal credit score, but you're also affecting your debt to income. So now when you're ready to
hold that thought, we're take a quick
quickly now
break.
Because we're running out of time, and we do have a phone call to get to.
Okay,
Amanda from Stillwater. Now, Amanda, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, what's your question?
Hey, I was just wondering for Chuck, where can I find real estate deals in off-market properties, such as flips and stuff like that?
Ooh, how long is that going to take to answer?
I'll try and keep it short, sweet, and to the point.
All right.
You know, one of the things that, as an idea now, I've given to a few people, we've contacted some municipalities and properties that are just not being maintained or have code violations. And the building inspectors have been more than forthcoming to say, here are my problem childs here in the community. And I wish somebody would go in and buy this and fix this property up and relieve me of the daily phone calls that I get from the neighbors. And we see a lot of people that have had some success there. Lately, we've worked with some land banks that obviously are getting tax foreclosed properties and taking them back and want to obviously get them back on the tax rolls and get them fixed up and obviously get a new family in them. So those are two quick things, just shooting from the hip.
Also, our VIP homeowner service that we have here at Your Home Sold Guarantee, the property shop, and that's exactly what we show people: off-market properties, bank foreclosures, company-owned, expireds, for sale by owners, stuff that a normal regular real estate agent just doesn't have access to, that is coming across our desks that we're putting in front of our investors, in front of our single-family buyers that want to get these deals and get them before they hit the market. So, Amanda, thank you for the call. I hate to cut you off. We do got to take a quick sponsor break. When we get back, we're going to finish with Shawn. We're going to finish with Chuck on the Your Home Sold Radio Real Estate Talk Show.
All right, thanks, Amanda.
Thanks.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Hi, I'm Matt Moore from Moore Insurance Services in Clifton Park. Let me take the stress out of quoting your home and auto insurance. We represent over 10 companies, which allows us to find the best coverage at the best prices. We've been helping families in the Capital District save money on their insurance for over 10 years. You can count on a quick turnaround as well as great communication every time. Give me a call at 518-280-1452 or go online to moreinsurancesvc.com and experience the difference. That's moreinsurancesvc.com.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
All right, guys, we got 40 seconds to wrap this up. We want to thank Shawn. We want to thank Chuck. Guys, how can they get a hold of you?
MoodyBluesConsulting.com. We're on all social media platforms as well. And that's Moodie with an I-E, Blues, B-L-U-E-Z.
Ameristar Financial Corporation, our phone number, 518-880-2780. You can also go on the web, Fix, F-I-X-N, Flip, mortgages.com.
Fix and Flip Mortgages.
And make sure it's an N and not an and. Fix and Flip mortgages.com.
Well, listen, we're going to have you guys back again because this went by way too fast. And honestly, we didn't even cover half the stuff that we wanted to talk about. But yeah, if you guys want to get a hold of us at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, 957-SOLD. That's 957-7653. We want to thank everybody for listening in. Have a happy Mother's Day, happy graduation weekend, happy Tulip Festival, whatever else you got going on this weekend. Enjoy yourself. The weather's going to be decent. And thanks for tuning in. Next week, we'll have another special guest on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Real Estate Talk Show.
The Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show is presented by Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop. Join broker and founder John Bevilacqua every Saturday morning at 8:30 to hear about the latest real estate trends here in the capital region, where to find the best mortgage rates, home insurance, home warranties, and more. To speak to John about buying or selling your home, call now to schedule an appointment. 518-957-SOLD. That's 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. That's JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com.